Twitter fans, podcast listeners, Nintendo fans, M-Swizzle fans, we all gather in one spot every single Wednesday. Unless you're watching like a few days later. We all gather here to listen to the newest, greatest, and latest Nintendo news. Welcome to the Mario Matter episode number 34. 34. Another weird number. 34. You know, we're here talking about all of the recent Nintendo news from the past week with your host, M-Swizzle. You already knew that, though. How are we all doing? And if your answer is anything except for good, amazing, excellent, splendid, or anything that means those things, I need you to change that. Turn that frown upside down. There's no reason to be frowning when you're watching your favorite Nintendo news podcast. Absolutely no reason. No reason for this. Anyways, it's us. We're here. We have news for you. So, we're doing the intro right now. I'll walk you through what we're doing today. So, we're doing the intro here. The next segment, which will be in like 10 minutes, is the reading headline segment, where we go through all of the not necessarily mini Nintendo news, but some that we cannot talk about for, super long. And then we have one segment on Nintendo's actions and why I disagree. And then answering your questions. Normally we have two long segments, but one, it was a bit of a slow news week, and two, I've done Tears of the Kingdom segments, I think, on the past two podcasts. I don't want to do a third, okay? We have a whole lot of Tears of the Kingdom news in the reading headline segment, but I don't want to, bore people that are not fans of Tears of the Kingdom. So, we're not doing that. We're reading headlines, one segment, and then answering your questions. Now, granted, our one segment has to do with Breath of the Wild. But, hold on. Before you are uninterested, it's not about Breath of the Wild as much as you might think it is. It's mainly about Nintendo removing videos. I'm sure that you might have already heard about it, but you'll get my opinion on it when we get there. Anyways, for the intro, what can we discuss? Well, if you're a avid listener of these intros, you would know that I have this gigantic backlog of video games that I bought when I was younger, I bought and just put to the side, I bought and didn't play. I went through a gigantic Animal Crossing New Horizons phase during the pandemic, 2,000 hours clocked. And so during that time period, I was not beating any games. I would buy a bunch of games, but I wasn't really beating them. So I have this backlog of over 100 games, and I know you're probably thinking, how is it that big? How is your backlog 100 games? There's games that I bought when I was younger, bought nowadays, games that I didn't buy, like my brother's games that he would lend to me. A lot of games I have to play. So, over the past 7 days, I beat Super Mario Galaxy. It's a shame that I've not played that game, or not beaten it, rather. I did play it back in the day, but I never beat it. It's a shame that I've beaten that game just now in 2023. Realistically, when it came out, I was too young. I had no interest. Over the past few years, yeah, I probably should have played it. I just never really had a gigantic interest until recently. So, there's my reasoning. I apologize if that is a cringe thing. You've never played, So I played it on the Switch, and before I give my rating and my take and my review, you should probably know that I really regret not playing it on the Wii. The controls on the Switch were very unenjoyable. At some points in the game, it's super unenjoyable. It's just harder to do things, and I can tell that it would have been much better on the Wii. Now, I will say, I do like how they replicated the sensor with the Pro Controller. You can kind of move you can use the motion controls on the controller and replicate the Wii sensor, or the Wii, I guess, hand to navigate all the menus. I thought that was cool. And my rating of the game in general. Now, without factoring in the poor controls, my rating is an 8.5. Like, I didn't like it as much as I thought I might. However, that is still a very good rating. I thought I would like it a bit more, and maybe I would if I played it on the Wii, because it's just like more interactive, like motion controls, all that kind of stuff. Maybe I would have liked it more, but on the Switch, man, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, because it was fun, but maybe I would have liked it more if I was like actually good at the game. I was terrible, so I was like dying so much. And maybe that makes it more enjoyable, because I'm not like I don't rage at games per se. Like, I'm not in my room throwing controllers, but I will be like, oh my, like, I will like rage in my head. I'll never like take action though, you know? I never understood people that could just like play a very intense game, or rather just a game where you can die and like mess up and like lose all your progress. That just like laugh it off. Like, how do you just laugh that off? Like, ha 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 ha. All right, we're starting from level 1. Like, how do you do that? I don't know. So yeah, I don't rage per se, but I will like just be so frustrated, just like staring at the screen, like, what the heck just happened? So, point being, if I didn't die so much, maybe the rating would be a bit higher. But for this game, for Mario Galaxy, what did I say, 8.5? Yeah, that's about right, 8.5. Now, with that, you might wonder, which backlog game are you going to attack next out of your probably... I mean, I don't have the exact number, but like probably over 100 games to beat across all platforms, PlayStation, Xbox. What am I attacking next? So, you might think it's going to be a Zelda game, because Tears of the Kingdom is coming up in less than a month. And you're right, it is a Zelda game. So, I have never actually beaten The Legend of Zelda, wait for it, Twilight Princess. I've never actually beaten it, so my brother actually was able to pick up, I've had the Wii version for a while, my brother was able to pick up the GameCube copy of Twilight Princess from his work, from his job, and so that kind of sparked in my head, like, dang, I should play that game. And, we live together. I'm not able to move out yet. So we live together, and, he said I could play it, basically. And so I wouldn't play it on the Wii, because I feel like the controls are very weird. I don't like them. So I'll sacrifice graphics for a controller. I believe the graphics are different. Like, they're not the same. Unless they are. I don't know. I, either way, would sacrifice graphics for a more comfortable experience. So, currently, I'm playing Twilight Princess on the GameCube. I think I'm like in the forest. Gosh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, sorry. Woods. I got the key to open a gate in the woods. So that's where I'm at. I forget what the woods are called. Starts with like an F. I don't even know. So, I'm in the woods, I have a key. That's where we stand with the Twilight Princess gameplay. Granted, I began playing 2 days ago, so I probably shouldn't be that far. Now, I was actually looking to play the game on the Wii U. I heard that, there's things that are more convenient, like I believe climbing is sped up or whatever. It's more convenient on the Wii U, but I'm not about, like, piracy life, so therefore, I'm taking my butt to eBay. Copies of the game cost over $100. Over $100 for Twilight Princess. Now, for me, the most expensive game that I've bought was $160. Gosh, what game was it? It was for the Wii U, but it wasn't Twilight Princess. Oh gosh, I forget. It was sealed and everything. I was like, I need that game, so I bought it. So with that, you might think, well, $100 isn't that bad when you compare it to that. And if that was the only way to play Twilight Princess, I would probably pull the trigger. I'd probably do it for $100. $120 actually. It's like more than $100. I would do it. But because I have the GameCube copy, because I have the Wii copy, why not just play what you have and save yourself $100? think about what you can do with $100. You can buy Twilight Princess HD, but if I already own the game, I don't want to pay $100 for an HD copy. Now, for example, I have the Wind Waker HD for the Wii U. My family has that one. If it came to the Switch, I would buy it. I'm not against buying games twice, but when it's the same game essentially, apart from a few changes and a graphical upgrade, for $100, no, thank you. I didn't buy it when it was priced for $60. I'm not buying the exact same game nearly for $120. So I'm not doing that. Scalpers can scalp. You won't get me though. So there's that. And so I'm trying to beat Twilight Princess before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. Will I be able to do it? I don't know for sure, but I'll try. I'll try my best. I might play later today. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the gym at 4. Right now it's 11 a.m. Going to the gym at 4, so I'll probably eat dinner, then play some after that to finish off the day. So, speaking of Legend of Zelda, guys, hold on. Let's start here. Do you remember, and maybe you don't because I post a pretty good amount of YouTube shorts. Maybe you don't remember, but I made a video about a month ago, talking about the best special edition Nintendo Switch docks. Now, these are not custom docks. So like 3D printed ones from Etsy. They're super, super cool, very unique 3D printed docks from Etsy. And so I made the video, and I don't own all of the docks. It's purely on like visual, like how good these docks look, assuming that they work, And some of them were dock cradles, therefore you need an actual dock. You place the dock inside, and then it kind of makes your dock look cool. I believe one was an actual, put your Switch onto it dock, and then the other one was also a dock cradle, where therefore you need a real dock, put it inside, so it still works how a normal dock would, just has some decorations, outside of it. So I did not own these docks. I thought they looked super cool. Obviously, assuming they work, they're the quote-unquote best custom docks. And so I post the video. I post the links to purchase them in the pinned comment. And then a few days later, I get an email from one of the people who create these docks, specifically the Legend of Zelda Master Sword dock. His name is Chris. Chris reaches out to me and says, "Hey, love the video. I'd love to send you one and would love to hear your thoughts about it." I'm like, oh snap, this is sick. So I got it. It's right over here. Let me grab it real fast. Let me take my Switch out. All right. So I got the dock, and it's super, super cool. So basically, you have kind of like a stone design at the bottom with a Triforce kind of, you wouldn't call it engraved, but I'll use the word engraved, it's close enough, engraved into the front part. Your dock goes into the middle bit right here, and then it comes with a beautiful Master Sword. By the way, some games can fit in these back slots. It comes with a beautiful Master Sword that you can actually remove from the dock, and this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's so accurate to the actual Master Sword. I'll hold it close to the camera. It's so nice, and my light is kind of blinding it, so maybe it won't focus totally. Yeah, it's kind of all white up here, but you can see the Triforce and the handle. So I now own a Master Sword, and it'll stay in this dock. So don't worry, I won't hurt anybody. But I wanted to show this. This is the coolest thing. I'm gonna have this forever. My Switch dock will always rest in here. I will say no to every other custom dock. No, I'm kidding. But if you want to check it out, the link will be in the description. Chris, thank you so much for sending me a Zelda dock that I showed off. I really do appreciate it, and I did not expect it at all. Thank you. Sorry, that sounds very sarcastic. I did not expect it at all. So yeah, games back here, Joy-Con. I mean, man, come on. This is the coolest thing. Link down below. Chris, thank you very much. I do love this a whole lot. I wouldn't show it if I didn't love it. Look how... Come on. This is sick. So, thank you, Chris. Much appreciated. I'll put the dock right here for now, and then I'll put my Switch back in the dock after this intro is done. So, coolest thing. The whole Master Sword deal. Come on. This is sick. So, with that, you know, you're here for Nintendo news, and maybe you already skipped a whole lot. Maybe you're watching the intro, which you would have to be doing if you're listening to me now. So, maybe you're still in the intro part, but that does not take away from the fact that we have Nintendo news for you. Not for anybody else. Not for Mario, not for Luigi, but for you. A lot of stuff, a lot of headlines, and a lot of cool news, shocking news. And let me actually hook you real quick. Let me hook you with some news. Where is it? Nintendo hacker released from prison. Tears of the Kingdom accessories. Super cool Nintendo ornaments. I'll stop talking. Let's get to it. Reading headlines. I should get a song made for reading headlines that plays right before it begins in the intro. I should get a song made. But anyways, with that, you know how this reading headlines segment works. Basically, we're going to go through tons of Nintendo news. Tons of it. From Zelda to people being released from prison to all this kind of stuff. So, with that said, let's go through all Nintendo news from the past 7 days. Let's do it. So, today is April 19th. Where does that put us? April 12th. Not much happened on this day, but something big and fun that you might have already jumped into. April 12th, Pokémon Stadium, the great N64 game, has released on... Wait for it. The N64 on Nintendo Switch Online. Man, can you believe it? I thought it would be the GameCube. Oh gosh, boy, Jimmy Willikers. It's on the N64. My gosh. So, if you are a member of the Switch Online expansion pack, you then have access to the N64 library on there, and Pokemon Stadium has been added. Go and play that game. I believe you can play online, maybe, with your friends? I don't know. Go and jump into it if you've not already. It's been out there for over a week now, so what are you doing? Go and do that. I actually do not own the expansion pack part, but, you know, if you do and you think it's worth it, more power to you. I just find that buying all the DLCs and everything individually is a bit easier for me. Maybe not for you. Maybe it's great for you, and I totally respect it. It's just not for me, I guess. So I don't have it, but I wish you fun. All right, so that's all for April 12th. Moving on to April 13th, we have a good bit of news here. So, April 13th, we actually did a live stream reaction for this. On April 13th, we had the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom final trailer release. Now, you definitely already know this, as it has like 8 million views now. The trailer released, and the reason why this is on here is because I want to quickly discuss, was that trailer better than the Breath of the Wild final trailer? Like, these two final trailers are kind of in competition with each other, because they're both around the same length, around 3 minutes or so, and they both give you goosebumps. Is the Tears of the Kingdom final trailer better than the Breath of the Wild final trailer? My thoughts, and I said it on the live stream, I think yes. I think 100%. I think so. And so, that's a trailer that I'm going to be rewatching over the next... until the next Zelda game. I'll be rewatching that at least 50 times between now and then. Like, it's so good. If you have somehow, some way, in some parallel universe, not watched the third trailer for Tears of the Kingdom, even if you're not buying the game, even if you're not a Zelda fan, actually, maybe you should be a Zelda fan, but then if you're a Zelda fan, you're gonna buy the game. I don't know. If you've not seen it, and I've just made you interested, go and check it out. It's very, very good, and anybody can enjoy it, truthfully. It's one of the better game trailers that they've ever put out for a game. Now, could you imagine if Nintendo made a trailer like that for every single game? Animal Crossing, Mario. Could you imagine? Every single game would sell 29 million copies. I'm kidding. But that would be like just having a final trailer. Like, okay, for example, take Animal Crossing New Horizons, or even Splatoon. They get their announcement trailer. They get maybe a trailer or two after that. Both of those games actually got a long direct presentation on how those games would work. Now imagine if there was one more trailer that like was all cinematics, was all very hyped, you know. I feel like that would get fans so much more excited. Why is this only a Zelda thing? The Zelda trailer got 8 million views in like the first week. Not even. So imagine if you did that, even close to that with your other games. I'm not trying to say it would boost sales. I mean, it might. I'm not trying to say it would be a whole game changer, but it'd be nice. It'd be awesome. I would look forward to it for every single game. Like, that adds to the excitement. You know, they're going to put their all into the final trailer. I cannot wait for it to release. It'd be cool, you know. It'd be amazing. Now, with that, we have another piece of Tears of the Kingdom news. Really, Nintendo and GameStop news. So, the headline reads as follows. The headline reads, put it that way. The headline reads, Nintendo pushes GameStop to fire employee for leaking the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition Nintendo Switch OLED. So, if you do not know and you have not seen, I believe it was in late January, early February, there was a leaked Special Edition Switch OLED that appeared to be, that appeared to be for the Tears of the Kingdom game that is coming out in a month. And we didn't know if it was real. It looked dang real. It looked very, very real, but we didn't know for sure. And so that was leaked, and it sat out there for, I believe, 2 months or so. And then Nintendo actually announced it in this 10-minute demonstration gameplay video with Eiji Aonuma, the director of the Zelda series. At the very end, they actually officially announced the OLED and a few accessories. And so, I guess just about now, Nintendo's like, okay, our announcement was cool. Pre-orders are coming through. Now let's do what we should have done a long time ago. You know, they're cracking their knuckles. Let's send a formal email to GameStop and fire the employee who leaked the OLED. So, yeah, just about now, just recently, Nintendo pushed GameStop to fire the employee. We don't know who it is unless we do, and I couldn't find who he is. Not that I would want to out who it is anyway, but yeah, lost the job. I mean, thank you to whoever the employee was for absolutely taking one for the team. You are a hero, and you will go down in the fan-made, or at least the M-Swizzle Nintendo Hall of Fame. You are in there, my friend. Thank you for taking one for the team and showing us this beautiful OLED. Thank you. But I actually want to know, do you prefer these things leaking, or do you prefer the actual announcements? For me, you know, while leaks are very cool and it gives me something to talk about, I must say, seeing it in the official announcement also would have been very, very cool. Like, I wouldn't have minded that either. Like, that would have been amazing. So, either way, honestly, I really don't mind. But what do you think? Let me know. Sorry, Zelda fans. Next, we have more Zelda news. I don't make the news, I just read it. The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Ganondorf is being voiced by the one, the only, never heard of him in my life, Matthew Mercer, who has previously done work on Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles, and more games like Persona, I believe. I'm not familiar with his work, but apparently, big boy voice actor. This is a big deal, is voicing Ganondorf. Now, I wasn't even sure Ganondorf would have voice acting, but I guess so. So that will make the game a whole lot more interesting. Man, we have a Zelda voice actor. We have a now Ganondorf voice actor. When is Link gonna have a voice actor? I mean, there's obviously there's somebody who does the hiya, but when is he gonna have an actual lines? When is he gonna speak? Has Link ever spoke apart from has he ever? I don't know. Someone let me know, because I don't think he has, but I could be very, very wrong. Apart from come on, Link, speak, bro. Or maybe he can. Maybe he doesn't know English. I don't know. Anyways, you have your man Matthew Mercer voicing Ganondorf. Fun stuff. Next, we move over to April 14th. What happened on April 14th? That sounds like a very, kind of like a day where your grandma would come over and bring cookies and stuff, and you would play some Mario Kart on your Game Boy. That day can be different for everybody. But we have a lot of news on April 14th. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of 7 pieces of news. Wow, guys, you're in for a treat. So let's begin with some news on the Super Mario Bros. Movie. On April 14th, we saw some articles come out about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. This movie has went and earned highest grossing video game film after 1 week. Now, obviously, April 14th is just about 1 week after the movie had released. Highest grossing video game film. That's insane. When the Mario movie was releasing, I didn't think it would flop, but I didn't think it would, become highest grossing video game film after 1 week. However, there aren't really a crazy amount of competitors. I mean, I guess video game film. Yeah, maybe there is a lot. I was thinking Pikachu and Sonic. But yeah, I mean, I guess there is a lot for video game film. So, good stuff on Nintendo and Illumination. And then also, for the Mario movie, it is a week after, specifically 9 days after the movie had released. It also earned biggest video game adaptation ever. Not even in the 1600s was there a bigger one. Or one at all. Or any kind of video game. But, anyways, it earned biggest video game adaptation ever, earning over $500 million at the time of that article on April 14th. Now, as of the present time, it has passed $700 million. That thing is on its way to billions. But yeah, biggest video game adaptation ever. Shocking. But honestly, if you're trying to break that record for the biggest video game adaptation, if you're trying to break it, the Mario movie is the way to do it. You couldn't really make any other series. Take any other series. Splatoon movie, Zelda. Well, Zelda might have done it. Shoot. What else? Metroid. Only Mario could do that. Only Mario. And so you would have to expect that. But yeah, very good movie. If you've not seen it, go ahead and watch it and add to that big money number. Go watch it. It's great. If you do not want to watch it, I don't believe it will be on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, all that kind of stuff I believe this part. I believe this summer. And then I saw somewhere, some credible sources, it'll be on Netflix later this year, I think in December, right around there. So you have that. And then also on April 14th, we cannot discuss this. I don't want to discuss it because I do not want big boy Nintendo to come after my podcast video on Spotify and YouTube and shut me down. So we cannot discuss what happened here. I won't even link it for you because there are some spoilers. No spoilers here, but The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, there has been a commercial leaked for that game. So if you go to the YouTube channel for Nintendo, they have certain trailers based on certain games. So, for example, I believe there's one on Mario Kart, one on Splatoon 3, where it's just like families playing together or like friends playing together just about one game. It's promoting one certain game. So, they've done the same thing for Tears of the Kingdom. There's, I believe, a 30-second trailer just of kids and family members playing Tears of the Kingdom. You know, it's very nice. You know, playing on their OLEDs, playing on their whatever, their normal Switch, Pro Controller, all that. So it got leaked, and if you're making a commercial on a video game, you have to show some of the game to hook people in. Now, they did just that. If you go ahead and watch the commercial, which I do not recommend because there are spoilers, you will see that there are a bunch of in-game, a bunch of gameplay, put it that way, a bunch of gameplay, and yeah, there's some stuff in there. I won't say what it is. I won't even leak it. If you want to find it, I suggest you find it on your. I'm sorry, I won't link it. If you want to find it on your own, please. I cannot link that for you. So commercial leaked. That's juicy. Then something that we actually can talk about. So much Zelda news because the game is coming out in 1 month. So much Zelda news. But what we can talk about is there is a Legend of Zelda themed Splatfest for Splatoon 3. That has been announced. And there are 3 different teams. Power, Wisdom, and Courage. Much like Zelda teams. And so, for me, I'm going to choose Team Power, I think. Probably Power, maybe even Wisdom. I don't know for sure. And so this Splatfest will take place a few days before the game releases. So that'll be May 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 2023. And it'll end on May 7th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time in 2023. Not even 2024. It is still going to be this year. So, yeah, you have your Splatfest coming up May 5th. Gets you hyped for the game. Go ahead and... Can you pick your teams yet? I don't think you can, actually. Whenever you can, go ahead, pick your teams, pick Power. You know what? I have to decide here, so then everybody can choose my team. So, calling all good Splatoon players, that excludes me, because I'm not good. I'm going to choose Team Power. Everybody go on Team Power and help me win. Help Team Power win the Splatfest, because I am not good at Splatoon 3, so I need all the help I can get. Everybody go on Team Power. We will win this thing. Let's do it, guys. All right. So you have your Zelda-themed Splatfest. I do like how they're doing collabs. They had the Pokemon Splatfest last November. They're having the Zelda Splatfest in May. Now, they did also release a few t-shirts for this Splatfest promotion. And I must say, the front of the shirts, there's 3, I believe, very, very cool. The back, the Legend of Zelda logo at the bottom just ruins it. This ruins the whole shirt. It just looks like so unorganized. I don't know. And maybe you like it and I don't want to yuck your yum, but like everybody that I've discussed this with thinks it looks terrible. Like if you like it, please buy it. I don't want to be like, yeah, it's terrible. I think they could have done a whole lot better. I don't know. I don't like how the logo is there. Even like the back design is just, it doesn't fit in. It's like, it's a bit too much to the point where it doesn't look very clean, I guess is my point. So, once again, if you like it, please do not let my opinion affect you. I just don't think it looks very good. And that's just me. So that's my opinion. Maybe I over-exaggerated, but yeah, I don't like it too much. So those will be sold at the Nintendo New York store and also, I believe, online. So go ahead, get those. Link down below. Link in bio. Always plug. That kind of stuff. All right, next for our Mario Kart Tour fans and players and consumers and all these Mario Kart tourists, one of those. There is a spring 2023 tour announced. So, these tours in Mario Kart, the game is called Mario Kart Tour. I don't even for sure know what a tour is. I don't even play the game. I should get back and do it. I said that I would a few episodes ago, and I haven't yet. Somebody remind me. Somebody set up a Twitter bot every time that I tweet. Reminder to get back into Mario Kart Tour. No one actually do that, please. I would feel bad if you spent time on that. But I need some reminder. Maybe I can set it up on my phone reminders app. So there's a spring tour announced, which I believe you're racing. I believe that's all it is. From April 19th, which is today at 2 a.m. Eastern time. So as you're watching this podcast, it is on now. Go ahead, go play it. April 19th, 2023 at 2 a.m. Eastern time. Very weird time. To May 3rd, 2023 at 2 a.m. Eastern time. So that lasts, I believe, exactly 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to participate. Now, because it's going on now, I'm going to try to play it sometime tonight. Please don't let myself forget. I want to try to play it. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm recording on April 18th. So it comes out tomorrow. Okay, so never mind. Today, as you're watching this, is Wednesday. So I'll play it tomorrow. Oh gosh, what happened? Hold on, my camera app closed. Am I still recording? I am recording. Sick. So, Mario Kart Tour, April 19th, 2 a.m. Eastern Time. That would be April 18th, 11 p.m. Pacific Time. So, do your stuff, do the thing, and Mario Kart Tour it up. Because that should be much fun. Next, our second to last piece of news for April 14th. We still have a bunch of other news for the other days in the past week. Our second to last piece of news for April 14th is there are 7 new Hallmark Nintendo ornaments releasing in 2023. So, if you do not know, Hallmark likes to release a bunch of Nintendo-themed ornaments every year, or at least, I believe, at the very least, since last year. Maybe even a bit longer. So there are 7 new ones revealed that are releasing this year. I'm going to go over every single one, the price, how tall they are, and what exactly they are, and when they are releasing. Every single detail about these ornaments. So, there are 4 of them releasing on July 15th. 4 out of the 7. One of those being a 4.7 inch tall Samus from Metroid. Now, I will say, these things are a little bit pricey, but I actually have a few. Very worth it, and majority of the time, they're high quality. I got one Tom Nook, and it looks like he's, higher than the clouds. So, most of the time, they're high quality. There's a Samus from Metroid for $19.99. I know, kind of pricey, but they are typically, most of the time, in high quality shape. So, you have a 4.7 inch Samus. Moving one down, we have the 3.5 inch tall Cat Mario from the, of course, Super Mario series for $18.99, $1 less. Oh boy, so you're really getting your savings in. Now, I will say for these like 4.7 inch tall, 3.5, for like, it sounds tiny, but for an ornament, that's a pretty good size. Like, I couldn't really estimate 3 inches for you. I don't know how it's like around, maybe this height if you're watching the video. Sorry, audio only listeners. You can kind of imagine though how tall 3 inches is. So, anyways, they're bigger than they sound, I guess, but they're not gigantic as well. So, 3.5 inch tall, Cat Mario. Moving one down, we have a mini ornament. So there are also mini ornaments that are a bit cheaper. We have a mini 1 inch tall. Now that's pretty small. Toad from Super Mario Ornament. That'll cost $9.99. So yeah, we have the Toad one. And then moving one more down, we have another mini ornament. A mini 1 inch tall Eevee Ornament from, of course, the Pokemon series. Also for a price of $9.99. So these are sold at the Hallmark site. I believe, I could be wrong, they'll be sold at the Nintendo New York store. I do remember buying one, it was a KK Slider ornament from the New York store last November. They were selling them. Now, those all released on July 15th. So, of course, Christmas and the holiday season is not until, end of the year. But I would go ahead and snag those, at least one of them, if not all of them, on July 15th if you really want one, because I have no doubt that they'll be in stock during the holiday season. But you're better safe than sorry, because I saw a lot of people hyped over the Samus Ornament, and I just if I were you and I really wanted it, I would just buy it right now, right when it releases, because you're better safe than sorry. 2, you're gonna spend $20 either now or later. Why not do it now? Put it in the storage for now, and then when it's holiday time, you have it already. You already bought it. You already paid the money. It's done. So I would do it, but of course, I have no doubt they'll be in stock for the whole holiday season, because that is when they're gonna really make their money. So if you don't buy them when they release, you should be able to get them later on in the year and even beyond that. So that's 4 of them. That's 4 of the 7. Then releasing on October 14th, we have a 2.2 inch tall Luigi Ornament, but he is in a Mario Kart kind of, I guess, cart. He is in a Mario Kart. He is in his Luigi Kart, 2.2 inches tall, but fairly wide. No exact measurement on how wide it is, but it's a cart, so it's a bit longer. That is $18.99. I guess, they're all $18.99 apart from the Samus one, and that's $19.99. So they really wanted to maximize the earnings on the Samus Ornament, but, fair play. And then you have the 3.5 inch tall Isabelle Ornament from Animal Crossing for $18.99. That one looks really cool, and if I buy any of them, it's going to be that one. So I'll probably try to buy that when it comes out. So 3.5 inches tall for the Isabelle, and that is actually a great fit if you also have the Tom Nook Ornament. I believe it was 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago. There was a Tom Nook Ornament that fits very nicely with that. So you have the Isabelle Ornament, and then there's one more that is 6 out of 7. There is one more releasing on November 10th. That is a 2.9 inch tall Snorlax Pokemon Ornament from Hallmark. That is going to cost, as the other ones do, $18.99. So there are 7 of them. You have a wide variety of a few different series from Nintendo, a whole lot of characters. You have a lot of options. So you have all those ones releasing this year, and then even all the ones from the previous years. From, I believe that there were some last year, there were some in 2021. Now thinking about it, I don't know if there were any in 2020, but you have in terms of Nintendo ornaments, you have a lot of options. So there's that. They all release soon. July 15th, Samus, Cat Mario, Toad, Eevee. October 14th, Luigi and Isabelle. And then November 10th, Snorlax. So, get your ornaments. They'll be out soon. Final piece of news for April 14th. There is a Nintendo store opening. Absolutely nowhere near you. So, it opens in Kyoto, Japan on October 17th, 2023. So, yeah, nowhere near you unless you're watching in Japan. Then sick, but I actually was making a YouTube short. I'll go ahead and say what it is. It'll be out in like a few weeks. About the best Japanese exclusive merchandise. And when making that video, I looked at my like analytics to see how many people from Japan watched the videos. 40,000 views in the past month, which is a lot, which is very great, but which is a lot less than I thought it would be. And so for that reason, I doubt anybody from Japan is watching this podcast. Maybe like one person. So if that's you, shout out to you, my man or my woman, because you have this store at least relatively close to you in Kyoto, Japan. So that opens on October 17th, 2023. They already have one in Tokyo and one in Osaka, and they look to open their third store soon in Kyoto, which they should have had, for a while, considering their headquarters is, I believe, in Kyoto. So they should have had it for a while, but, it's finally happening. October 17th. Grab your plane tickets. Grab your... What else do you need? Suitcases. Pack up. Because, my friends, we're going to Kyoto. I'm not. You are. But, I ain't going there. So, after April 14th, we have some news on April 15th. This is mainly a whole lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Let's go here. So, no spoilers. Absolutely zero spoilers right here. But I will have you know, the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom website is live. You can go find it. If you search Tears of the Kingdom in Google, it might pop up. So you can find it there. And it has a bunch of information on how the game is going to begin. It talks about, I guess, how it begins, what you do, where you are. And so I won't say any of that, but because that is not as sensitive of information as the leaked commercial, I will link the website in the description. If you go in the description of the podcast, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube, you will see TMM34 sources/links. Click that, and all of my links are in there. And that will be where you can find the Tears of the Kingdom website. So it'll be there. And so you have that. I won't say any of it because I don't want to spoil it. I already read it. Juicy stuff. And it makes me more excited. But if you do not want to know, I will not say it for you. Then, also on April 15th, we got a bunch of Tears of the Kingdom accessories revealed to us from an official third-party licensed brand with Nintendo called HORI. You may know HORI creates the Split Pad Pro, a bunch of carrying cases, play stands for your Switch, these kinds of things. HORI is a great company that makes great officially licensed accessories. They have come out with, I believe that is going to be 5 accessories for your Switch that have to do with Tears of the Kingdom. The first one being a HORI play stand. So this is essentially an elevated stand for your Switch. There are a few different angles to put this stand up, and it just once again elevates the Switch, and it allows easy access to the charging port, so then you can charge while playing. It's kind of like a more convenient kickstand, but it has access to the charging port. It's a convenient kickstand. I've actually used it. I own a Mario one. I believe it'll be exactly like that, and if it is, I do recommend it. It is very nice. You won't need it too often if of course, you do not play in the kickstand mode or in tabletop mode. You won't need it often. But I used it on a flight because, like, when you're on a flight, you have your tray, and that's a lot lower than, my normal head height. Like, I would have to be like looking down the whole time. I didn't want to do that, so I bought the stand. And I did that because I was going on a 12-hour flight, so I wasn't gonna like look down the entire time I was playing Switch. So I have used it for a long time. I do really recommend it. There's that. You got your HORI stand, Tears of the Kingdom decorated, very nice. And so another piece of merch or an accessory is a carrying case. Now this carrying case, wait for it, carries your Nintendo Switch. Would you have known? Probably not. So, now in terms of the outside of the case, the design of it, it has a Master Sword on it with a Tears of the Kingdom pattern, so to say. I guess, yeah, call it patterns. You got a Master Sword, got the patterns on there. It does look very, very nice. Now, what looks even nicer is the other carrying case. Right, there's two. They've made two. One far better than the other. The second carrying case is all white with gold accents. You have the Master Sword, as the last one did, and you have gold Tears of the Kingdom patterns. Now, this is... I don't plan on buying any of this, but if I buy anything, it's this white carrying case. It looks very, very good. The link to check them all out will be in the description for those who cannot see them on the Spotify version. They'll all be there, as convenient as can be. They'll be there. And then we also have some of HORI's most bought accessories. That being the Split Pad Pro, which is essentially fat Joy-Cons. Now, if you're asking me, sponsored or not, I recommend the Doyoki, or formerly known as Binbok, fat Joy-Cons. I recommend those, but, you know, HORI makes them too. They don't have vibration or motion controls, last time I checked. But anyways, one half of these Joy-Cons, the left Joy-Con, has the Master Sword on it, and then the other half has the cover art design. So that is Link on that, you know, kind of rocky ledge. And I think that these don't look amazing. Like, I don't love them simply because they are so different. Like, one half is, you know, all dark colors, and then the other half is like all, basically, if you took the cover art and then wrapped it on a Joy-Con, that's what it looks like. It's the cover art, and that idea is very cool, but both of the Joy-Cons, the left and the right, just don't fit. Like, it's polar opposites, which, you know, opposites attract. No, not here. So I don't think they look amazing, but if you like them, I do not want to yuck your yum. Please go ahead, purchase some, because for somebody that might look like the best thing ever. It's just not for me, and I don't hate everything, guys. I don't hate everything, but I'm just, you know, I don't like this Split Pad Pro. I don't like those Splatoon shirts. I don't dislike everything. I even own a Splatoon and Pokemon Splatfest shirt that I bought in New York. I own that. I don't hate everything, but just these things, I don't totally know. And then you have the Split Pad Compact, essentially the exact same thing, but just smaller, a bit more, I guess, compact, as it is in the title. One half, the left side of these Joy-Cons, is white and gold, and essentially the exact same design as the carrying case that I described earlier, white and gold. And then the other half tends to be, or seems to be, the exact same right Joy-Con as the last pair of Split Pad Pros. It has the cover art design. It's as if you were to wrap the cover art on a Joy-Con. That's what it looks like. This one, both of them look very, very good, but just not together. Like, they don't look good together on the same Switch. I don't know. They don't look amazing, but I'll leave the links to check them out. I'm not sure if they're on sale yet, like for pre-order. If they are, I will link those. Otherwise, I'll just link where you can check them out. So, there's that. That is all for April 15th. Just accessories. Now, here we go. April 16th. Some juicy news and some surprising news, right? Like, I couldn't believe this when I read it, the second piece of news. The first piece of news is Super Nintendo World. We have not touched on Super Nintendo World in a while. It's been running. It's been there. People love it. It's nice. I have not been yet, but hopefully I will go when the Florida location opens because I am not flying to California. That's just quite far. So, Super Nintendo World customers have been complaining about the looseness of the power-up band. Now, if you do not know, power-up bands are not the same, but similar to like Disney's Magic Bands, where it's a kind of a wristband for the theme park. With the power-up bands for Super Nintendo World, you can collect coins, keep score with your friends. I guess, you know, you kind of get score by going on attractions, you know, hitting question blocks, these kinds of things. Fun stuff. And so you can earn points, do all this stuff. And so that's why it's important. You know, they all cost $40 and you can buy it, and it's definitely recommended but not required. Now, recently there have been tweets. It is true. They do appear very, very loose. Some have compared it to like putting on a Wii remote strap. Like, unless you tighten it, it's pretty loose. So there have been complaints about how loose they are. Now, here's the thing. I believe this is a recent addition, but I could be wrong because I've not actually been. You can now pick up some securement bands. And what this does is you put on your power-up band, and then it basically, I believe, just goes over the band and makes it a whole lot tighter on your wrist so that it could never actually fall off. The securement bands are free, so you can pick those up wherever you buy power-up bands. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because there were a lot of complaints about how loose they were, and I'm letting you know there are securement bands that you can pick up for free to secure your power-up band at Super Nintendo World on your wrist. So, feel free to go and get your power-up band and your securement band, and I guess walk around worry-free, knowing that it will not fall off your wrist. So, that's been happening at Super Nintendo World. Hopefully all is well. Hopefully all is going well over there. But yeah, I want to go in the future, and they better reserve some securement bands for me, because I don't want to lose my power-up band. Anyways, the other piece of news on April 16th is that the Legend of Zelda, so much Zelda, I know. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and Metroid Dread amiibos have actually had their price chopped off pretty significantly at GameStop. So, the Zelda and Loftwing amiibo for Skyward Sword, I believe, was priced at a hefty $25. I believe the Metroid amiibos were too. Now, guess what? At GameStop, both of the amiibos are priced at just $5, 1/5 of the original price. So, if you're like me and bought one of the amiibos for full price, you are angry right now. Like, we are angry. So, they're available for $5 plus shipping at GameStop. Essentially, you can get you spend $10 for 3 amiibo figures plus shipping. But man, that is the random deal of the day. Now, I'm not sure how long this will last. I'm not sure how long they'll be $5. Maybe forever. Maybe until they're all sold out. I don't know. But as of today, April 19th, as of this very second of recording, they are available for $5. Link down below where all of the links are. And yeah, interesting. I never thought that an amiibo would be $5 brand new, but you know, Nintendo does some weird things, and I don't know if it's a GameStop sale. I think it's a Nintendo created sale. So yeah, they're pretty unpredictable. You know, regardless, they're there. Go and pick them up. If you've had a weird desire to do so, go ahead, pick them up. Fast forwarding to April 17th. April 17th. This sounds like a day This sounds like an important day. What happened here? Oh, is this when, like, Jake Paul fought, what's his name? Ben Askren. Does anybody remember that? That was a fun fight to watch. Anyways, for non-boxing fans, here we go. Nintendo news. Just kidding. It's Sega news. So we are a Nintendo news podcast. But when things happen in the gaming world that are this big, I will let you know. So, Sega, owners of Sonic, actually just bought the company who produces the Angry Birds games, Rovio, for guess how much? $775 million. They just bought Angry Birds for. That's nuts. So I believe, and I read that the main goal, not maybe main, but a big goal, is to kind of bring these Angry Birds games back in a different fashion. So look forward to some Sega Angry Birds games. This should get exciting. I bit my cheek. And spicy. So, Sega buys Angry Birds. Not Nintendo news, but we're all gaming fans, aren't we? So, I figured I would bring it up anyway. So, nuts. $775 million. Angry Birds is rolling in the dough. Anyways, next, a piece of news that you would think would be like giant news, like, oh boy, oh gosh. Oh boy. Nintendo Switch firmware update. There has been an update to the firmware version 16.0.2. This was released in the nighttime. And can you guess what changed? If you have been following the podcast for a while, whenever we report on these updates, it's essentially the exact same thing. General system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience, which is typically, basically saying you won't notice a thing. You won't notice anything that has changed. Because nothing really did. Obviously something changed, but nothing worth of note and nothing that you will actually notice. So, nothing really changed, but go ahead and update your Switch if you've not already, or if it didn't do it by itself. Next, this is interesting. Okay, so last piece of news for April 17th. So, Nintendo, a couple years back, locked up a hacker named Gary Bowser from a company called Team Executor. And what they do is they create mod chips and they jailbreak Nintendo consoles. So basically, they're creating ways for people to pirate and, steal Nintendo software. That's what they're doing over at Team Executor. So they actually took one of these guys to prison named Gary Bowser. How funny is that? I'm sorry. Prison is not funny. But the fact that his name is Bowser, Gary Bowser, he's probably Doug Bowser's brother, the president of Nintendo of America. He's probably his brother or long-lost cousin maybe or something, So he was arrested and he was sentenced to 40 months in prison. Which you have to think, like, that's bad. But for the Nintendo ninjas who don't care at all, 40 months is, like, pretty light. Like, I know that's bad. But for the Nintendo ninjas that don't care about you or their fans, that's light. So, 40 months in prison. But guess what? He was sent back home a few days ago to Canada for good behavior. So, Gary Bowser was on his best behavior, stopping piracy, and I'm sure he has learned his lesson. But hold on. It's not over yet. Because although he was released from prison, he's not scot-free. He's not. He's just not. So, he was sent back home to Canada, but he can, walk along. He can do his, dance. He can stroll. He can hop But Nintendo is, until the $10 million is paid back, they are allowed to take 25 to 30% of his income for the rest of his life while he is working. And it's very unlikely that he will generate another $10 million. So essentially, they can take legally 25 to 30% of his income for the rest of his life. This just goes to show why you do not mess around with the Nintendo ninjas. You don't want to do that. They will come after you. So, I hope he's well. I hope he has learned from his mistakes in his actions. And hopefully, he's doing well. But he got sent home. So, that happened. And so, with that, we move over to April 18th, which is today as of recording the podcast. And I have nothing written down because it is 12:21 as of recording right this second. Let's go ahead and see. Nothing announced today apart from one thing that is effectively April 19th news. No news really for today. Let's double check in terms of April 18th. Yeah, nothing announced. So April 18th we're gonna skip over because there's essentially nothing. There was one thing announced, but as I said, it is effectively April 19th news. And so let's get to the April 19th stuff. There are two things, actually, that we know in advance from April 18th. One is Nintendo Switch network service maintenance. Now, what they're going to be doing is, quote, acquiring stage data, etc. No clue what it means, but they're acquiring stage data. And so during the maintenance window, network services may be unavailable. I don't know if that means all, online play is unavailable. I don't think so, but maybe. I've never tried to play during maintenance, but the maintenance window is going to be Thursday, April 20th, 2023 at 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. So you might already be asleep. Who knows? So it'll go from then to 3 a.m. So 2 hours and a half of maintenance. And so it's nice that they do it, while, I'll be sleeping during then. So it's nice that it's not while I'm awake. So perfect. Or that'll also be Wednesday, April 19th, 2023 at 9:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. Pacific time. All depends on your time zone, but you can convert it as you must. So maintenance going on, acquiring stage data, and yeah, look forward to that. Not playing online for a while. And then beyond that, we have an Indie World Showcase. Now, as you're watching this podcast, no matter if you're watching it days later, watching it right when it came out, the Indie World has already happened. Basically, this is a presentation. It's basically just like a direct, but for indie games, so to speak. So, third-party games, and there is a 20-minute presentation that aired today as of posting, Wednesday, April 19th. And I don't know if I'll be live for it. I probably will be. So, yeah, I will be. So, if all goes well, I went live for this presentation. So you can go watch my reaction and live stream. I'll put it in the pinned comment of the video if I did in fact go live. So, yeah, Indie World Showcase. There's not always some, heavy hitting games in there. Sometimes it's like a hunk of junk. But, it's sometimes interesting. So go ahead and check it out. That was at 12 p.m. Eastern time today. And then that is actually it for the reading headline segment. That was a lengthy reading headline segment, but we got through all of the big Nintendo news for today. But that is not it. Nintendo has been doing things and doing more things and taking down videos, YouTube videos, and I think they're making a mistake. They're making a big mistake. What do I mean? Let's find out. Alright guys, we know the Nintendo ninjas, the legal team, the people who do all the stuff like taking down content. Hopefully, they don't come after me. Not to make it about me, but I don't do too much bad, right? Like, I just say, I don't like that shirt, I don't like this, this leaked, but I'm not showing any of it. I should be okay. And I only bring that up because there's a touchy barrier here. Like, there's a very, very thin fence with Nintendo. Thin ice. You're on thin ice if you're a Nintendo creator talking about them as a company or doing things they may not like. I try to be very careful of that and in hopes that they don't come after me. But they've come after somebody recently, and I don't think it's right, and I think that they're messing up. So, there's a YouTuber named Point Crow who has 1.62 million subscribers. Very big YouTube channel. And so he creates a lot of modding content. A lot of Nintendo modding content with games like Breath of the Wild, games like Mario Odyssey, games like Wii Sports, but mainly Breath of the Wild. And so Nintendo doesn't like when you add mods to the games. They don't like it. It's not their favorite thing. They want the games to be played how they were intended to be played. But when you add modding, that's when, their faces turn red, they're heating up, they're ready to explode. And this is what it does to them. So, he would just add things. Point Crow would just add things like here are some of the titles. Zelda, but if I say Shrek, then 10 Shrek spawn, which Shreks shouldn't spawn in Zelda, but he added the mod, obviously. Multiplayer Breath of the Wild hide and seek, things like this, just modded content. And a lot of people, including me, think it's very, very cool content, very fun, very creative, very awesome. Nintendo, they're ready to explode! And so, here's why I think they're messing up. These videos, tons of views. Like, almost every single one has over 1 million views. Some 2 million, some 4 million, a few 4 millions. Like, there's a lot of views on these videos. And I don't think it's right, and everybody's speaking up about this. Here's my take on this. I can understand you don't like people modding your games. And that's even kind of hard to understand. Like, if I made a game and people were modding it and adding their own creative fun to it, I'd be like, that's so sick. Like, they're having more fun with the game that I made. That's so fun. As long as they're not, showing piracy, as long as they're not doing anything illegal. If it was illegal, they'd all be arrested, So, I don't believe it's illegal. As long as they're not pirating the game, it should be fine, right? So, they've taken down and striked his channel. They've claimed over what looks like 20 videos and striked 4 of them. And here's the problem. So, put it this way. If they don't like modding content, okay, most of these videos are claimed, which means Point Crow will not make money off of the videos. That's not even cool. But if you have to claim them to grab satisfaction from it, okay, maybe. But here's the problem. Some of these videos are claimed that have no mods in them. Like, he's just playing the regular copy of Breath of the Wild, and it's claimed. He's not making any money. So it's terrible. And then there's Pokemon Violet, which I believe has mods in it. It's taken down now, I believe, or it's just claimed. No Breath of the Wild gameplay. So, with that, if it's hard to understand, they're taking down videos that should not even be taken down, or claiming them at the very least. Which is just terrible. Like, here's where the problem lies. These Nintendo ninjas do not realize Point Crow is really just helping the sales of the game. These videos, as I said, some have 4 million, a lot of 1 millions, 2 millions, 3, like there are so many millions of views on the modding content. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. Do you think Point Crow has at least, so at the very, very, very bottom number, he has at least sold 100 Switches and tons of copies of Breath of the Wild? At the very lowest, he is giving Nintendo money. He is selling their game and their console. He is selling it. He's selling copies of a game that is not even his and that he's not making money from apart from the ad revenue and the video revenue. He's selling your game and you're taking out his video, which will then have no one see it, and you won't lose money per se, but you won't be making any off that video either. So you're taking down videos that will help your game be sold even more. Never would I have understood it. I don't understand it, never will understand it. You have to look at games like GTA, Minecraft, where there are mods added very, very frequently. How do you think Minecraft would run or be alive if nobody added mods? Like, very, very simple mods, too. People love to mod Minecraft. There's tons of videos on them online. Minecraft mods. Let's search Minecraft mods and see how long I can scroll for. Minecraft. Does it pop up? No. Minecraft M. Minecraft mods is the second pop-up search when you search Minecraft M. Top 10 Minecraft mods. 14 amazing mods. There are so many mods. People love to mod these games. And I guarantee you, out of all the Minecraft mods on YouTube, all the videos, that had to have sold so many copies of Minecraft. And so, everybody does it. That game, I don't think, would be as alive as it is right now without all those mods. These mods keep the game alive. So when you're taking down videos of people modifying your game that is not losing you money, it can only ever make you money. You know, as long as they're not pirating the game or losing you money, he bought the game officially, gave you all the money that you asked him for. If he mods your game, if Point Crow mods your game, there shouldn't be a problem. He's selling more copies, you know, regardless of how they use it. Now, to mod the games, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to hack your Switch? That's bad. But as long as no one's making you lose money, essentially, I would back off. I think they are making a mistake. I think Nintendo is making a mistake by taking down these videos with millions of views, and with the rise of Tears of the Kingdom, would continue to get millions of views. They wouldn't just just drop all of a sudden. Like, it's gonna keep on getting views over time. These are evergreen videos. They won't necessarily drop in popularity. You know, they're Breath of the Wild videos, but like, if you watch them in 20 years, it'll still be just as funny. I don't know. You're kind of losing out on selling Switches. Like, people have definitely bought Switches just to do what Point Crow is doing here. For sure. At least a few people. And you're taking down the videos that are buying Switches for you. I don't know. I think they're making a mistake, but I did want to come on here and give my opinion on it. I hope that Point Crow gets it all resolved. In his video, which I have pulled up right here, so then I can see all the information, he has emailed Nintendo. I believe he has not heard back yet. I should probably check his Twitter, and I probably should have before this podcast. Point Crow, let's see, any update? Let's give him a follow too while I'm at it. Not sure why I wasn't. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I hope it gets resolved. That was 2 days ago. So as of right now, no resolution. But yeah, hopefully his videos get restored. And I've heard of other people getting their videos taken down of modding content, and were later restored. So hopefully the same happens with Point Crow. I hope all all is well. That I've never been through like, you know, anybody taking down my video. But I could imagine, I could imagine that's it's a very scary thing. I could imagine. So I hope all is well. But I mean, Nintendo, you're making a mistake here. I won't go on and ramble and you know, go on for 5 more minutes, but that's a mistake. Millions of views, tons of copies sold, out the window. Not many people are watching normal Let's Play videos of the game. Definitely some, maybe like 1 million or so. But this is fun stuff. And so, it's just promoting your game and showing how great of a game you made, even though these are other modifications that you did not create. You are messing up, but yeah, hopefully it gets resolved. Point Crow, I hope all is well. And with that, that covers that topic. That gives my opinion on it. It's just bad because even some of his videos that are not modded are taken down. Pokemon Violet, that might have been modded. But the one marrying Sidon and a bookshelf to create Hyrule's first car, not modified gameplay, taken down, or claimed at least. I don't know. Sucks. I apologize. But that's my opinion on the whole Nintendo Ninja taking down videos. Unfortunate, but there you have it. I've seen people discuss it, so I should be allowed to discuss that and not have the ninjas come after me. If they do, that shouldn't be right. I've not said anything. I'm just giving my opinion on these things. Ninjas, don't come after me, please. I'm an innocent young boy, 4 years old. I'm not 4. Okay, please don't actually take me down now. I'm old enough to run a YouTube channel. You know that. I'm monetized. You would have to know. So, anyways, that's that. Point Crow. Hope all is well. Let's move on to our next segment, your favorite segment of the week, the Answering Your Questions segment, where we go on Discord. You guys have asked me questions, and I answer them. It's that simple. Let's do it. Alrighty, guys. Answering your questions. How much more self-explanatory could a segment be? You guys join my Discord server in the description of this podcast. You joined. You navigated to the channel titled Ask M Swizzle. You typed. You hit enter. You hit send. And I got the message. Let's go ahead. Let's answer your questions. Let's scroll up, and all questions below this will be answered in the Mario Matter episode 34. I believe we are on episode 34. So let's begin with that die-hard Mario fan. I'm going to answer questions on my left monitor, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, here we go. That die-hard Mario fan asks, favorite character in the Mario movie? So my answer to that is actually Toad. I love Toad. I love Toad in the Mario movie. I really did like that one scene where I think Mario was... Sorry, can I say this? Is it spoiler? I'll just describe the scene, no spoilers, where it was in that big stadium as shown in the trailer. That big stadium where him and Donkey Kong were there. He was getting slapped up. There was one, like, not even a second scene of Toad just going like, oh, like he was like pumping his fist. I might show it on the screen if I can find it. Like, it was the coolest, most fun scene, and it was like barely even a second, if even a second. I love that scene, and Toad was just funny the entire time. He couldn't have been done better. The voice, design, everything could not have been any better for Toad. And the fact that there's so many Toads makes it even better. So, 100%, you gotta love Toad. Next, that theme park guy asks, best Kirby character. Mine would have to be Magolor. Best Kirby character. Mine might be Waddle Dee. I like Waddle Dee the most. Waddle Dee's very, very, very cool. Very nice, chill, innocent fella. Gotta love Waddle Dee. Waddle Dee is my answer. Next, Shapito asks, why are you so obsessed with Animal Crossing? Why am I obsessed? So, it's hard to say that I'm obsessed in terms of games, favorite game series, but I'm not like at the gym, like lifting weights. Oh yeah, Tom Nook, Animal Crossing. Yeah, like, so I'm not like that, but yeah, in terms of like gaming obsessed, yes. And the reason why is because to me, in my heart, that game feels like it was just totally made for me. And you know, I'm not trying to say that, you know, it's only for me. It feels like a game that was like sent to me. It feels like it was just crafted out for me. And obviously, you know, tons of people feel that way. It's not just for me, but that's what it feels like. It feels like, you know, I've always wanted some kind of chill game that follows real life, that kind of simulates real life, where you can kind of make your own cozy place. You can talk to people. It's kind of like a therapy game almost, if you need it. And it's very, very chill, relaxing, calm. You make your own place, bunch of characters, stores to enter. It's like such a cool and neat little game. I will love forever. I have every single Animal Crossing game, even on the GameCube, which I actually bought before it became a bit more expensive. I believe now it's like $50. I bought it when it was like 22 with no manual. So yes, I bought it. Now, yeah, I think it's just because it feels like it was made for me. It's all cozy. It's my own little town. I can make it, you know, whatever I want. Play with friends, all that kind of stuff. I love Animal Crossing, and I always will. All right, next. Never mind. That's not a question. People are chatting in here. Next, XX Midas XX asks, did you notice that the people who assisted you to get on the Divine Beast in the Zelda trailer are grown up and they can join your team? I did see that. So I saw Sidon, and I believe her name is Urbosa, are kind of like fighting with you. So I am excited to see how that does work in the final game when I jump into Tears of the Kingdom. I am excited, and I want to see how that works. Like, when will I run in to Sidon? That's his name, Sidon? Yeah, Sidon. I'm so excited because I do like those guys. I like Sidon a whole lot. So I'm excited to see what I can do with him and how we interact. Should be fun. Next, Gato and Lavar asks, very simple, how you doing? Gato and Lavar, I am feeling feelings. No, I'm kidding. I am very well. I am good. Things are great. Things are going great. I'm happy. You're happy. We're on your favorite Nintendo news podcast. Things couldn't be any better. If they weren't good, I would tell you. But honestly, couldn't be much better. I've been good. I've been amazing. Thank you for asking. How are you? Comment down below. Comment down below. It's not about me. It's about you all. Comment down below. Next, Cactus Lord Gaming asks, will you play Pikmin 4? 100%. I am so excited. Now, I've only played bits and pieces of Pikmin games, and I do know that I do like the series. I've never like full on beaten one though, as bad as that sounds. So I'm gonna this summer before it releases make a mission to play every Pikmin game, or Pikmin 1, 2, and 3. Not Hey Pikmin, but those 3 games. I'm gonna beat them all because they're not super long games. So I'm gonna beat all those games and then play Pikmin 4. And the answer is yes, I will play Pikmin 4, and I'm excited to dive into all the other Pikmin games that are just sitting in my backlog. So should be fun. Next, Spark Z asks, what is your favorite Splatoon game? So it's hard because Splatoon, you know, they're all great. Every single Splatoon game is a good one. I have the most nostalgia with Splatoon 1. Splatoon 3 is the best game. And then Splatoon 2 is also really good, but just like, you know, not my favorite out of the 3. It would be, you know, it's obviously, it's better than Splatoon 1, but I just have real strong nostalgia for Splatoon 1. So really for me, it comes down to 1 and 3. And I think the answer is 3 because 1, I'll likely have nostalgia with Splatoon 3 at one point in time. And 2, it's just the most decked out, full-on Splatoon game that we've ever seen yet. It's just so decked out, so full. It's got every feature that you would ever want. An interactive lobby. It even brought back the plaza that was used in the Wii U Splatoon. So that's even cool, for those Wii U nostalgic players, like me, like you, maybe. That brings back some of the nostalgia. Callie and Marie, I believe, are the names. I hope I don't have that wrong. Yeah, Splatoon 3 is my favorite, but I love Splatoon 1. Next, Shapito asks, what game do you want really bad? No Animal Crossing, Max. Oh boy, no Animal Crossing. Okay, so that's a bit harder, because I would have said Animal Crossing New Leaf HD remastered. I would have said that. What game do I want? Like a next installment in a series? Just like any video game at all? Any video game at all? Any video game? Animal Crossing City Folk. I'm kidding. Any video game? I assume I could say like a port of a game as well. It'd probably be a port. No. I know. I want, and I tweeted this out about a week ago. I want a Chibi Robo HD collection that has the GameCube version because it is so rare now. Park Patrol, somehow upscaled from the DS. And Chibi Robo Ziplash, as much flack as that game gets. I want a Chibi Robo game collection. If we could have that, if I could have that, best day ever. I've always wanted to play the GameCube Chibi Robo, but I cannot because when I say it's rare, it's $200 used. Used. Not even brand new. Used. $200 used. I'm not buying that, bro. I'm not buying the game. $200. It's not that worth it. Park Patrol is like $60. I might buy it down the line, but yeah, I've only ever played Ziplash, but I've watched like long plays of the GameCube version. Looks so much fun. All right. Next, Jeremy Plays asks, if all previous Animal Crossing games were to be ported to the modern day Nintendo systems, how much do you think the collection will cost? And do you think Animal Crossing fans will repurchase the ported games for the modern system? Yeah, tough. So if all of them, so I'm going to assume all mainline games, no spin-offs, because you couldn't really port, Amiibo Festival. So that would be Animal Crossing GameCube, Wild World, City Folk, New Leaf, and New Horizons. That's 5 games. Oh, sorry, not New Horizons, because that's already in Switch. So those 4 games, I would love that, by the way. But, so the first thing is, how much do you think it'll cost? I think, honestly, they would charge the full $60. Like, for a collection of 4 different games that you can play for hours on end, I think they would charge the full $60. Even though, well, no, because yes, but you have to think like GameCube remasters like Metroid Prime was $40. Mario Sunshine was in a HD collection pack, but the value of that game, if each game in there was $20, it would be $20. There has been no GameCube remasters on the Switch that have been more than $40. So let's say that Animal Crossing GameCube is already $40. You also have Wild World, City Folk, and New Leaf. Like, all of it is just too good. So I think that the whole pack would cost $60. And do you think current Animal Crossing fans will repurchase the ported games? 100%. And here's why they should do it. So the best-selling Switch game is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They're still adding content to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They didn't for a while, now they are. They're adding the whole DLC. They're keeping their best-selling game alive. They have the DLC, runs for 2 years. Pretty cool. What's number 2 best-selling game? Animal Crossing New Horizons. They gave us one final big update, and then that was it. you want to keep your second best-selling game alive, and it doesn't have to be the game, more so just the whole series. And so, to do that, how can you do that? You make an HD collection of all the older games because you just got a whole bunch of new fans with Animal Crossing New Horizons. So you would want to have them play the older games too to kind of get a feel of what that's like. And for all the diehard Animal Crossing fans, if you see Animal Crossing HD collection, 4 different games on a shelf at Target, at Walmart, at GameStop, you're going to buy it. You are going to buy it. And I'm talking so fast because I'm so into this and I know so much. You're going to buy an Animal Crossing HD remaster. It's not even in a heartbeat you would buy it. So it's like, why would you not do that? You already have the games made. You have to remaster them for the Switch. GameCube version, easy. DS version, easy. The Wii version, just do the same controls as you did for Mario Galaxy, easy. Because there's no motion controls apart from the Wii Wii sensor. So do what you did with Mario Galaxy. New Leaf, easy. Now for the DS and the New Leaf, you have to upscale those to 1080, which is hard. That part may not be easy, and plus it has 2 screens. They can definitely find a way to make it work. Similar to how they did Virtual Console on the Wii U. They can make it work like that, or somehow, some way make this work. I know that if it was life or death, port a 3DS game to the Switch, they know how to do it. So, essentially, Wild World and New Leaf can be ported. We've never seen a 3DS game get ported to the Switch with 2 screens. We saw Miitopia, but that's totally reimagined. If they do their whole reimagine process with New Leaf and make no use for the bottom screen, then perfect. But apart from that, if they really want to port a 3DS game, they can. Anyways, I think current Animal Crossing fans would buy the HD collection, and I do believe it'll cost the full $60. Thank you, Jeremy, for the question. Next, L asks, if every game ever made by Nintendo would get ported to the Switch, would you buy it, or would you buy the individual original copy for the original systems? I think that's going to be a case-by-case basis. Like, for example, if every game ever made, I would probably buy... So, you have, Super Mario Galaxy Wii, Super Mario Galaxy Switch. If I could choose between one, I'd choose the Wii version. And then you have Animal Crossing New Leaf. 3DS or Switch, I might say Switch. So it tends to be on a case-by-case basis, but for most of them, after I'm done deciding for each game, I feel like I would have chosen more to be on the Switch rather than their original console. So my answer is probably I would buy it for the Switch if all of them were brought over. Next, King Bubblegum asks, is the Mario movie the best animated movie you've ever seen in your opinion? Best animated movie ever in your opinion? I think it's the best that I've seen. I don't know of all time, best movie ever, because I've not seen every movie ever, of course, but it's the best animated movie I've seen, and I've only really ever seen Disney movies, and maybe it's been a while since I've seen a Disney movie. Maybe their animation is better, but I walked away from that Mario movie kind of blown away because of all the animation and how well it was made. So I'd say it's the best I've seen. Next, Spark Z asks, what is the best Nintendo franchise in your opinion? That would be the Animal Crossing franchise. I love it way too much. Next. Closet Panda. Wait, never mind. That's not a question. I have to delete chat messages in here because it gets me kind of confused. Here we go. CS asks, what is a game that was super fun when you first played it, but was boring or not as good when you played it a second time? My friend, that would be Animal Crossing Wild World. I played Wild World. I was like, This is so sick, so much fun. Animal Crossing DS, sick. Then I would go back and play it the next day. And even like to this day, it's not as fun because I started playing it after I played Animal Crossing New Horizons. And it's just not, like, it's very, very poor graphics. And I know DS games should not look as great as Switch games, obviously. But it just, like, it's so poor that when you're used to other games, it's, like, really bad. Like, when you're used to, Wii games, it's really bad. And some DS games are run bad. But when you look at games like Mario 64 DS, Mario Bros, New Super Mario Bros, those games run 20,000 times better than Animal Crossing Wild World. Now, for its time, pretty good. On a DS, pretty good. It just wasn't fun for me the second time around because I can't stand how poor the graphics are. And I know it's not their fault. You have to make a gigantic Animal Crossing game on a small DS, on a small cartridge. I know. But really, like, it just wasn't fun. It's not fun playing it way after its time. So my answer is Animal Crossing Wild World. Next, Midas asks, "Hey Sizzle, do you know what is happening to Nintendo creators? In terms of like the thing that we covered, the Point Crow situation, I do know and I am aware we gave our opinion on the entire Point Crow Zelda modding situation in the previous segment. If you're watching this on the Clips channel or you're watching this on Spotify, wherever, just rewind a bit, or if this is the Clips channel, it'll be in the description. My reaction to the whole modding thing. Actually, maybe I shouldn't post it as a clip because I don't even want the ninjas over at Nintendo to even know about me. So maybe I won't post it. But if you go to my podcast and you rewind from the answering your question segment, we just covered the whole modding thing. Messy stuff, and I think that they're making a mistake. But yes, I do know what is happening to, I assume, just the one guy, Point Crow. Is there more stuff happening? I don't know. Next, Ike Tellius Fan asks, "Do you like Bowser's Fury better than Odyssey?" Honestly, if I'm telling the truth, I have not played Bowser's Fury. I was so excited to dive in to 3D World and replay it, so I did that for a few streams, which are now unlisted or private actually. And at that point, I was an Animal Crossing streamer. So I didn't really find the time to go back and play Bowser's Fury, and I still haven't to this day. So that's something that I want to do. It's kind of considered in my backlog of games. I should go back and do it, and I will do it as soon as possible. So yeah, I can't say, but I will go back and play it one day. That rhymed. Next, L asks, "Would you rather buy every console ever made and every game ever made, but you need to repair all of the console screens? Or would you rather buy everything..." Sorry, I'm getting lost here. "Everything for 1 cent." Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. I have to restart. Would you rather buy every console ever made and every game ever made, but you need to repair all of the console screens for 1 cent, or buy every console ever made and every game ever made, but everything is working perfectly for $1,000? Okay. That is tough. I do get the question. Every console ever made, every game ever made, you need to repair all the console screens? Well, if I pay other people to do it, it'll cost less than $1,000. So I'll buy all of the games and consoles for 1 cent and then pay people to replace these screens because I'm not good at that. And, well, would it be less? Because, well, NES, no screen. I guess all the screens are on the Switch, DS, 3DS, Game Boy. Yeah, it shouldn't be more than $1,000. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll buy everything for 1 cent and then pay everybody to do it. It'll be less than $1,000, And then for all the games that I do not want to play, I'll sell, and that'll make me back my money that I spent on the repairs. So, let's go. Perfect. Next, Shapito asks, favorite Zelda game? My favorite Zelda game is Skyward Sword on the Wii. I played it on the Switch. I had not played it before then because during the Wii era, I did not really know much. I didn't play Zelda games. So I played it on the Switch, the HD version. Fell in love with it. It was amazing. I wonder if that'll change after I beat Twilight Princess. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But as of this second, it is Skyward Sword HD or the Wii version, either one. I've since gone back and played both. I loved it so much that I bought it on the Wii as well. Just to have it kind of like more of a collector's item and the CD and everything. So yeah, I bought it there. And my second spot would be Breath of the Wild. Maybe Twilight Princess will sneak into the top 3 after I beat it. But yeah, favorite Zelda game is Skyward Sword. Next, Gato and Lavar, but in English, asks, any really good games I should play that I most likely have never heard about? Yeah. I could name a few. So, there's one game on the Switch, you actually might have heard about this, but it's a good one that I feel like a lot of people do not know about. Maybe you've heard of it. I apologize if you do, but I'll give you a few more just in case. It's called A Short Hike. I actually dove into that game a bit recently. Such a nice, relaxing game. It's a very quick game as well. It's called A Short Hike. You know, it's very simple, very easy. I've not beaten it yet, so I can't give you I can't give you a full story on it, like, you know, what it's totally like. But if you watch a trailer or a few, it'll give you a pretty good idea. A Short Hike is fun, relaxing, and chill. Let me think. What other Switch games or any game at all? I'm trying to think like high quality games. I've been playing like mainstream games like Mario Galaxy, Twilight Princess recently, so it's hard for me to say. A couple of other Switch games I have. Let me actually pull it up because if I turn on the Switch, then I can see all my games, and it'll further let me know what to recommend to you. So let's see. We're on the Switch. Lil Gator Game is a very, very good one. Lil Gator Game. I'm sure that you've heard of Stardew Valley. If not, that's a great one, but I'm sure you've heard of that. Go Vacation is a one that I love a lot. It's a resort. There's no main objective where you're going around. There's 4 locations. There's, I believe, a city, a wintry location, and kind of a more tropical location, like a beachy location, and then one more. And you're essentially just doing vacation activities. Like, for example, on the beach location, you are jet skiing, you are doing beach games, you can have a dog with you, walk around. If I could compare it, it's kind of like Animal Crossing, because you can like have your own house and design it. And Animal Crossing with a mix of a whole lot of activities. That's how I could kind of describe it. It's like a whole resort. You can walk around, do all these little games. It's so much fun. Have your own little house. So sick. There's that one. Scrolling down the whole list. It Takes Two. I'm sure that you've heard of that, but that's also a good 2-player game, good co-op game. Hoko Life is very fun. It is basically an Animal Crossing competitor, but it's different in its own ways, and pretty much just very, very similar to Animal Crossing. Is that it? Bug Snacks. I'm sure that you've heard of Bug Snacks. Is a very, very fun one. I haven't beat it yet, but I've gone through a whole lot of it, and that one is fun. And yeah, that's all I can recommend at the moment. Hopefully there was a game in there that you have not heard of. If you've heard of all of them, I apologize. But those are the ones that I like a lot that are a bit more unknown. Next, Pogger asks, what from Breath of the Wild are you hoping to see in Tears of the Kingdom? Honestly, I want a whole lot of the same stuff. Like, in the gameplay demonstration, we saw a lot of the exact same overlay. I hope that a lot of the game, and this might sound kind of weird, I hope a lot of it is the exact same, because Breath of the Wild Everything from the map to pinpoint markers to the towers was so perfect and so unique, and it made the game just absolutely perfect. I hope that there are so many elements from the original Breath of the Wild carried over to Tears of the Kingdom. As I said, the map, the overlay, sound effects, and it looks like most of that will be true because we saw that 10-minute gameplay demonstration. Most of the exact same features were carried over. So I should be in luck, but hopefully we see that in Tears of the Kingdom, and hopefully some other kind of unexpected surprise that is thrown in there, but mainly just the cool, great working overlay. Hopefully that is there. Next, Spark Z asks, what is the best Mario Kart game in your opinion? Honestly, it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like no nostalgia. It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That is one of the best looking Switch games out there right now. It's so good. Everything about it, the soundtrack, graphics, just simple mechanics, multiplayer, it's all amazing. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, in my opinion, is the best Mario Kart game that is made. Next, L asks, yes or no, would you accept a sponsor that is not worth that much? So that would depend on, A, the product. Like, if they're going to send me, I don't know, a PS5 that I have to send back and I get paid, like $5, that sounds kind of cool. I might do it. It depends on the product and how little the payment is. I don't know. It's kind of like a case-by-case basis. I accept sponsors that I believe in. For example, I have been sponsored by Doyoki for these GameCube Joy-Cons. I'll actually touch on this. I'll touch on this real fast. When I promoted these, I was a little bit worried that people wouldn't like them. Like, before that video premiered, I was just sitting here like, okay, I really do like these Joy-Cons, and I love them. But I don't want to do another sponsored video again because like a full-on video, like not sponsorships. Like, I'll throw in a 30-second ad in a video in the future, but not like full-on sponsored videos, because like this whole video, while I believe in the product, if somebody else doesn't and they buy it and they don't like it, they're gonna hate me. But I'm just promoting what I believe in, like they're gonna hate me if they don't like it, but I do. And it's kind of a hard situation because, like, while of course I like them and I think that they're amazing, if you don't, I look really, really bad. So I don't think I'll ever do a full-on video again, at least not like a full length. Maybe a YouTube short maybe, but not like a full length one. I was like really nervous that people wouldn't like it, but I shouldn't be nervous, because if I was promoting this and it like sucked, then yeah, I'm not good for doing that. But if I like it, all should be well. And I think it's really good. So GameCube Joy-Cons, check them out. But yeah, I won't promote things that I don't believe in. I promoted Extreme Rate. I literally have an Extreme Rate backplate on my Switch. It's far over there. I don't want to show it. But if you see in my videos, you will see that there's an NES backplate on the Switch. You might even be able to see a tiny bit of it right now. I don't know for sure. Yeah, I have an NES backplate. I promoted Play Vital. They make cases. I still use those cases when I play handheld to this day. And I also got dust cover from Play Vital. That right there on the video version is a Play Vital dust cover on my Xbox. I promote the things that I believe in. And those are 3 companies that I believe in. 8-Bit Dough. Literally, their controller is right. Like, everything that I promote, I was able to grab in a hand's reach. That's how much I believe in them. They all sit out right here. I don't like throw them in the trash. They're all right here. So I love what I promote, and I don't promote what I don't love. So would I accept a sponsor that is not worth that much? I don't know. Depends. But yeah, it just totally depends on the case-by-case basis. Next and finally, Shapido asks, what are you looking forward to next year? for Nintendo or anything, I guess. For Nintendo, in terms of that, I'm looking for a next console. I'm looking for a Switch Pro. I'm looking for a Switch 2. Or something entirely new. That rhymed. Just something new console-wise, whether it be a code name for a new console, whether it be the new console actually like releasing in stores, whatever it might be, I'm looking for that. Now, I did hear a rumor recently from, I saw it on Nintendo Prime on YouTube. Those guys, him and what's his name, Mike Odyssey, have been like nailing Nintendo news. They have some source who leaked, who told them there would be the 10-minute demonstration. They said that, hey, guys, there's Zelda news Tuesday. There was Zelda news that day. And so that was one right leak. Then they told them, this random source, that there would be Zelda news or a Zelda Direct or a trailer on Thursday. There was one last Thursday. Or sorry, it would be on Wednesday, and then it came like one day late. I don't know, but this source knows something. This source told them there's going to be 2 presentations. One presentation in June announcing a new console, and one more in September tied to the convention for Nintendo Live that is going to show more of the console. If that's true, and I'm not saying it is, these are rumors, not even from me, but from these 2 YouTubers who have gotten things right in the past. If that's true, things are going to heat up. And even Jeff Grubb, who also tends to be reliable, he leaked the Direct air date. He leaked Metroid Prime Remastered, essentially. He said that he was hearing things about a new console reveal at the end of this year. So I think things are going to heat up later this year for Nintendo, starting in the summer at the latest in September. If there's nothing, that is a disappointment. But if there is something, my gosh, that's what I'm looking forward to. But for next year, yeah, just a release of a new console or some new information. And then just like in general, just more life, honestly. Nothing in particular. I can't think that far ahead. I can't think. Just to improve in every aspect of life, YouTube, boxing, kickboxing, fitness, everything. Just improve. I have no plans for next year, but that's that. Just improve on everything. But that is the last question, and that is it for the Mario Matter episode number 35. As of recording, I have been recording for 2 hours and 4 minutes. This podcast will not get cut down, but like, for example, I take like a few minute breaks in between segments. So maybe this podcast will break the 2 hour mark. Maybe it will not. But should it break the 2 hour mark, actually, it's already the longest Mario Matter podcast. So that is super cool. The brand new milestone, 2 hours or so, right around there. Thank you all so much for listening, viewing, watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that kind of stuff. If you're on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a great rating is very, very much appreciated. You can, I believe, after you listen for a while. If you're on mobile, I couldn't find out how to do it on PC, but if you're on mobile, there is a little star icon on the section of this podcast. If you click that and rate it 1 to 5, I would appreciate a 5-star, but, if you're being honest, then that is totally okay. But we do like 5 stars. And if you do give us a 5-star, we will actually go ahead and mail you a free Zelda Tears of the Kingdom copy early. I'm just kidding. Please do not believe that. That is not true. But now, a very formal shout out to our channel members. If you want to become a channel member, you can click the link down below in the description or hit the join button if you're on computer YouTube. With that, shout out to It's Kate, Carter Crossing, Abraham Belts, Jeremy Rivera, Heisenberg TSG, Fleetway, Sonic YT, and Kuyakoi. Thank you all so much for becoming channel members. Anyways, that is it for the Mario Matter 34. I love you all so much. I will be here next Wednesday to cover the Mario Matter 35 and bring you all of the newest Nintendo news, the latest and greatest, all that kind of stuff. If you want to ask me a question to answer next episode, feel free to do so in the Discord server down below in the description. With that, I love you all. I'll see you all then. Take care. Adios.